Welcome back to the show. You are listening to episode 72 of In the Hall podcast. Happy to be here with you. I'm having a fantastic day, man. I saw a little father. What's the new thing now? A little person? Can't say dwarf. Who knows, dude? It changes every year. A midget, a tiny man with a normal-sized kid, just like that show, Little People, Big World. Remember that? TLC, when they just had, dude, I don't understand. But someone was like, hey, I have an idea for a show. I was doing a road trip and I stumbled across a family of midgets that own a pumpkin farm. And then TLC's like, oh, we're all over that. We're going to send a camera crew immediately. Roll off farms. Good show, dude. They were like launching. They had a catapult. They went fucking hard on that show. But anyway, there was a little father and his son who was the same size, but this guy was like 38. His kid was, 13. They had the same mongoose bike. The kid wasn't 13. He had training wheels on his bike. But dude, it was the same bike. The son had the training wheels on his and the dad didn't. Dude, it was the funniest shit ever. And I was thinking, you're probably a really good dad to your kid financially, being a little person with a normal sized kid, because during their childhood, you guys can like buy the same shit, the same sneakers. You don't need a $500 beach cruiser to ride around the neighborhood. You can just buy the same $80 bike at Walmart that your son has. Kid probably gets whatever he wants for his birthday. Dad's saving so much money on clothes and other shit, on razors. He has such a tiny face to shave. On this episode of Gonna Get Canceled later on, it was just funny, dude. It was like, I was like, oh, look at these two kids. Oh shit, that's a dad with the kid with the same bike. And then I was just in a great mood for the rest of the day. It's got to be a good dad, except for if your son wants to play basketball, then you're kind of screwed. Like if you're a midget dad and your son's like, hey, I got a game tonight. Any tips? What is the dad going to say? Like, hey, use your size, I guess. I don't know. I was never picked to play basketball. Imagine the kid in gym class and he's just like wants to play basketball so bad. Dude, how does that work? I was fortunate enough to have like kids with Tourette's and other shit in my school for entertainment, but we never had a little person, which is weird for Florida. You feel like there'd be some midget parents down the street that are like part of some weird Florida shit event, some kind of mini circus, and then they'd have a little son, and he'd be at my high school. But no, we were never blessed to have a midget. But I always wondered during dodgeball, is he like the champion because he's so low to the ground already? But then when you guys play volleyball, maybe he would be good at volleyball. Dude, what the fuck am I even talking about? Let's get into this show.
You want to smoke something?
You've seen him perform all over LA. Give it up for Sean Madden, everybody.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
This joke's not going to go well. You gotta let it fly.
Dude, you know what I thought was going to be a huge racial issue that never was at all? When Papa John's, the CEO of, I don't know his real name, Papa John's. Like everyone wants to make the Kyle Rittenhouse thing about race because some people think that he shot 3 black people, but, well, that's because of what the news was saying. But he shot 3 white people. And so like somehow it became this wild race issue. I thought would have been something like on a scale of Kyle Rittenhouse times 1,000 was when the CEO of Papa John's was like openly saying the N-word, dropping the hard R, and no one gave a shit, dude. They just kept eating his pizza. And that's what made me so mad. Mainly because when I worked there, the manager would stand at the exit of the oven. So when you make the crust and then you put the pizza in the oven, it's on like a conveyor belt. So by the time it gets to the other side, the scientists at Papa John's figured out that you can just keep the fucking oven going, just keep cranking them out. like an easy bake oven. So you put it on one side, it goes through the oven on like the thing at the airport that makes you move faster that the fat people get on. Right when the pizza would come out on the other side, the manager would just lose his shit because if you don't do the crust right, it'll get an air pocket and then make an air bubble. Apparently, he was just like an air bubble Nazi. He wanted no air bubbles in the pizza. And I've talked to many folks, and I know a lot of folks, and they said they prefer the bubble. They like the pizza slice with the air bubble in the crust. And I'm like, yeah, I've never had an issue. It's almost more authentic if it's not perfect all the way around, He would just scream my last name. He'd be like, Madden, is this yours? Did you make the sausage with cheese? Yeah, that's mine. But now I'm like, dude, no one really cared about Papa John's saying the N-word. It was on the news for like maybe 2 days. And then they made Shaquille O'Neal the spokesperson. And then no one really cares. So I just wish I could go back in time and tell the manager of Papa John's, like, hey, look, bro, the people that come here know that the CEO says the N-word, and that doesn't stop them. You think they're going to go home, open the box, and be like, you know what? The CEO says the N-word, but this bubble is unacceptable. Dude, I don't think that's going to happen. That's like one of the things I think about is just getting yelled at, bro, for the bubble pizza. And every time I have a slice and I see like a bubble, just kind of, it triggers me, dude, like an MK Ultra assassin. I just go back in time to that moment and wish I could be like, the CEO says the N-word. Do we give a shit? He even said he was going to like some kind of N-word therapy session, which I didn't even know it exists. What is it, like rehabilitate Klan members or like the Armenian, no, not the Armenian, the Aryan Brotherhood, fresh out of prison. What is it, a kit? Hey, here, we're going to send you to N-word therapy 3 times a week, and we're going to get your swastika removed off your forehead. Why does everybody have that in prison? If you get life, that's one thing. But if they're like, hey, you're out. What if the guy, they're like, hey, you're going to be in here 3 years, and then he gets the swastika tattoo on his forehead, and you're like, bro, what? Why did you get the swastika tattoo? You're going to be out in 3 years. It's like, oh, I just wanted to fit in. Dude, what the scary thing is, like someone who goes into prison for something like minor and then they become like radicalized. That's what they don't talk about. He went in pretty normal. I don't know why he got the knife tattoo on the side of his face. Dude, I went into his guest bathroom and all his toothbrushes were sharpened. It was weird. It's like people that go into the military, dude. All those like skinny ROTC kids, and they come out like jacked and like angry, and you're like, whoa, what happened? Whoa, what happened to you? Anyway, let's get into the show, man. Apple announces a self-service repair. Apple parts, tools, and manuals, starting with iPhone 12 and 13, available to individual consumers. A self-service repair, which will allow customers who are comfortable with completing their own repairs access to Apple genuine parts and tools, available first for the iPhone 12 and 13 lineups, as soon to be followed by Mac computers featuring M1 chips. Dude, this is where it's going, all right? Eventually, you're just going to be building all your own shit. So these companies, they don't want, if it's not automated, they're going to have a no human policy. They don't want any human beings in their factory. They don't want to pay anybody, bro. Even the Chinese people that work at Foxconn that they had to install nets around because they were jumping off, committing suicide because wages were so low when they covered all that up. And I'm a hypocrite, dude. I'm talking to you on an iPhone camera, while looking at a MacBook Pro sitting next to an iPad. So, yeah, I can't talk. But if they're making me build it myself, dude, that's a fucked up argument. I'm not going to build this myself. What happened to those Chinese people you guys were giving a bowl of rice a day, huh? I guess you really can't argue against it. But if you want manufacturing, everything in the U.S., I guess it'll have to be a build-it-yourself policy. They're like, look, if you're not a robot arm, we don't want you in our factory, because that's the number one expense of a company is employees. That's like the thing that they hate the most is having to pay people. As fucked up as it sounds, these corporations. Next time you like go buy a Toyota, they just send you a giant crate and you're just assembling it in your driveway like Legos. People just give up halfway through the transmission install. They're like, you know what? Fuck this. I got a bike. I'm going to be late for work. I don't have time to build a car. But then everyone would have their own private factory. So you buy the car and then, hey, come down to Bill's Assembly. We'll take care of you. Did you buy a car? We'll put it together for you. It'll be a whole new industry. Did I just solve a lot of problems? Let's weigh the cons of privatized manufacturing. Meaning, if you buy a couch from IKEA, you don't want to put it together yourself, or you buy a car and you have to put it together yourself. You just take it to Ralph's Builds and he'll put it together and you just pay him a fee. So you buy all the parts. You don't pay for manufacturing. You only pay for just the car parts itself, retail value. And then you pay somebody else to build it, third party. I don't know, dude. I don't think there are any cons. I'm a fucking genius. It's a whole new revolution of manufacturing right there. Bringing it back to the U.S. Sean Madden 2028. Can I count on your vote? Holy shit. Yeah, dude. I mean, during the pandemic, it was an excuse for all of that. I remember I signed up for Wi-Fi when I moved into this place. And dude, they just sent me a box with a router and a modem and some cables. And I was like, all right. I was that schmuck. Well, I guess I'll put it together myself. That's how they're going to get you, dude. Oh, I guess it's just a Wi-Fi router, it's pretty simple, a few cables. Next thing you know, dude, you're building your own damn house. You're like, shit. My grandpa built his house by himself. It was like a kit, and he just put it together. You can do that if you, dude, old people just kind of had money. It's weird. I actually talked to a couple that one of them was 93 the other day. Because I'm in Florida, this is just, you can have conversations with people that old, especially if they escape from the nursing home. There's a lot of escapees, dude, just hauling ass with drifting with the tennis balls on the bottom of the walker. And they were like, yeah, we paid for a remodel of our whole house, and the contractor took $38,000 and left, never finished the job. And the guy was like, we paid him because, we're old. We're seniors. We have money. He goes, yeah, once you're 93, you better have some money. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? It's true, dude. If you're 93 years old, he's like, I had plenty of a time to accumulate wealth. I was like, that's a good point. If you're in the game that long, you better have some fucking chips in your hand. Yeah, dude. You're going to be building your own car soon. This is going to be crazy. Pay $1,000 for a phone, and then you're like, okay, how does, what do they send you, a soldering iron? You just solder the chip back to the board. People don't know how to solder, dude. They're going to burn themselves. There's lawyers right now just rubbing their hands together like, oh, we're going to get that solder lawsuit money. It's fucking scumbags, dude. It's going to be another billboard. Did you get burned assembling your own iPhone? Call me now. Call Tate Law. There's this guy around the corner, Dan Newman. Dan got me $900,000. I talked about this, dude. Everyone on the billboard smiling ear to ear. I'm like, how are you alive to tell the tale? You got $7 million. You know how bad people have to get fucked up for you to get $7 million in a lawsuit? That's why I think that it's like their kid that got hit by a car. They got $7 million, and now the parents are holding the check up on the billboard. We got $7 million. Thanks, Dan. Meanwhile, their kid got hit by a F-250. Speaking of abandoning children, a California couple vanished after stealing millions in COVID-19 relief funds. They left a goodbye note for their 3 kids. Holy shit. Dude, parents would joke, in the 90s, if I could just go to Mexico. They'd always joke, like the Home Alone movie. Damn, they left it was not even a handwritten note, bro. These parents are savage. They typed this on the computer, printed it out, and then dipped. Bro, yo, buckle up. This is the article this episode needed. Richard A. Van Zien, whatever, we'll just call him Richard A., and his wife, Marietta, crazy last names, bro, were facing prison for their role in a massive COVID relief fraud scheme when they cut off their electronic tracking bracelets and fled their California home, abandoning their 3 children. They left a typewritten note for the kids ages 13, 15, and 16. We will be together again one day. This is not a goodbye, but a brief break from each other. This was late August, almost 3 months later. The 5 months after their convictions in June, the couple still have not been found. The FBI is searching for them. That didn't stop the judge this week from sentencing A, 43, and T, 37, to 17 years in prison. Respectively, prosecutors said that they and others carried out the scheme to steal more than $20 million in relief funds intended for small businesses during the pandemic. The defendants used the COVID-19 crisis to steal millions of dollars in much-needed government aid intended for people and businesses. All right, dude, ultimate fucking scumbags, bro. Ultimate scumbags. Not only did they take $20 million from small businesses, but they left their 3 kids printed note, not handwritten. Wow. $20 million dipped. And what they said, this is not the last time we'll see you. What are you guys going to send the helicopter from your Costa Rican oasis? James Bond style? Pick them up from school? What do? You're 15. You come home and there's a note and your brother's reading it. And he's like, Mom and Dad just like left. You're like, dude, quit fucking around, bro. The younger brother comes in, the 13-year-old. He's like, what, they're gone? You know, he's the one who celebrates, the youngest. Yeah, ice cream for dinner. Like, we can't get ice cream, bro. They didn't leave us any money. Bro, this is fucking crazy. $20 million left. Oh, they're Armenian, dude. I got to call Fonto about this, bro. He probably knows these people. It's a couple, 3 children under care of their grandma. And coin appointed. Oh, dude, they're going to wire that. They're going to wire like half to the grandma and be like, hey, this is for raising the kids. We're out. We're going to go live the life we've always wanted. We're tired of money laundering through this auto body shop. We got to get this COVID-19 relief and dip. We'll wire $10 million and we'll see you guys later. We'll figure it out. Man, people went nuts during the pandemic, bro. People were literally like, I mean, I don't know their situation, but California, bro, people were like, this is the end of the world. They're still like that 2 years later. What is it, like almost a whole 2 years? People are still so scared in LA. It's crazy. Austria just went on lockdown again, man. Full lockdown. Meanwhile, Florida, you can just get hammered on the beach. No one cares. I'm so glad to be in the U.S., man. I mean, I know it's like I had a friend in England. He's like, bro, you're in the most dangerous country on the planet. And I'm like, yeah, probably, but we're partying, bro. Like, take a plane like 6 hours somewhere and they're on like full lockdown. It's just nuts. And I think we'll leave it right there, man. Episode 72 brought to you by Trill Trees. Get it at 2000 Cotner Ave, Los Angeles, California. Hit them up at Trill Trees on Instagram, TREEZ, TRILLTREEZ. Trill Trees, go pick it up when you're out in Southern California. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a review, hit the 5 stars. Everything helps. And we got a bunch of sketches going out on the YouTube. Just type at Sean Madden on YouTube. Instagram, I'm Sean Madden. And then In the Hall Podcast on Instagram. Check out all the clips. I got video episodes, putting out a ton of sketches, some stand-up clips. So just throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you next week.
You want to smoke something?
You've seen him perform all over LA. Give it up for Sean Madden, everybody.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
This joke's not gonna go well.